hitting start on this one.
And then it should pop up as green on YouTube on the left side.
Yes, it looks like it's good.
Hello, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. Hello, party people. It's just
Almost. Yeah, just the one on the bottom. It should be.
We're setting up Instagram.
Instagram's on the way. No, we've got some people with some questions.
You're now live.
Thank you. Hello, Instagram.
Hello, Instagram.
YouTube. Hello.
Hi. So what are we doing today?
I was waiting for it. We're talking about champions and contenders, or we're talking about, we're answering questions. I'm sure you guys probably have some. We already have a few lined up. We are talking about the new way we're going to be qualifying or classifying products. It's a little bit different than what it has.
Old way.
Yeah, so it's changing. The Champion Contender Designers Workshop has been around for a little over a year now, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cool idea, and I think it works really well. But we changed it up a little bit, and so we're here to explain that.
Yeah, we are a company of innovation.
Yes. So first things first.
Wait, first things first. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing a 2369 Voyager in size 41, command red.
And who are you wearing?
Volante design.
That's it. Yeah, that's the answer. Yeah.
You're asking him a trick.
No, it wasn't a trick question. That is the answer.
Captain Janeway? I don't know.
That is true.
What are you
You
going?
got it.
I know about the Star Trek.
The Star Trek.
I don't watch the Star. I haven't seen all the Star Treks, but I do know about some of the Star Treks.
Okay.
What
And I'm
about
wearing
you?
the Nero in a 35.
35.
Yes, and
Just read it
and
out.
it's from the Devil May Cry collection. I don't play the devils who may or may not cry, but it is a thick coat, so
Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, we are here. I look at the streams and I look like a crazy person because I look back and forth from one camera to the other. And I really should just pick one and focus.
I look at you and I always like do insane things with my hands. I don't know what to do with them.
Just do this. So we are going to talk about the champions and contenders and what that means. So for the champions, it's really the same as it has been. Those are the products that
They're best sellers.
we have some internal metrics that we're not really talking about, but Leslie basically took a look at the way that products sell over time, and are they doing well? Do they perform well enough to be considered as things that we should bring back and have them all the time? Really over a six-ish month period for a portion of the year. Oh no.
Yeah, and
We may be out of foot. You may have to twist it back a little bit.
We'll find out in 2 seconds because it's behind.
Oh, it is behind. So the champions are things that sell well enough that we want to keep them around for people.
that sell well and sell consistently. So that's the thing is, our N7 jacket, for instance, is not a champion just because it's on its first run. So it sold out almost immediately, which is fabulous. Great, we love that. But it's its first run, and we really want to give the champion designation to products that are consistent and that sell fairly consistently, that people keep coming back for and keep wanting.
Yeah. So to answer the first question that I know a lot of you probably have is I changed up the thumbnails and the tags on the website. We did have Designers Workshop, Contender, and Champion. I changed those around so that the contenders and the champions really match the things that we know are in either category based on our metrics. But if you see something, the N7 is a good example. Just because it doesn't have a tag does not mean necessarily that it's not going to be coming back. I don't think it would spill the beans too much to tell everyone that we plan on bringing.
The N7,
N7 is going to be.
the N7 jacket.
We sold all of them in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so
that one's coming back. For sure.
but that doesn't have a tag because it's not, like Leslie was saying, a contender or a champion because it's only been out since November.
Right, and when we bring it back, who knows how it will do? Maybe everyone's moved on from Mass Effect.
Yeah, and then we'll make that designation at that time. So the contenders, as you may have guessed, are the things that have either
Fighting for their lives.
they have either been champion products that have slowed down. Good example is the Son of Sparta. I think a lot of people were confused, or not confused, but surprised by that one. Or even the Hacker. A lot of people were surprised by the Hacker. The Hacker has been our kind of go-to. But recently, people just don't buy the Hacker like they used to. The Ronin has gotten more popular. It is getting more popular. It's still a contender. The N7 jacket is super popular. It's a short jacket. We've got a lot of short jackets, and so since there's more competition than maybe there was 2 or 3 years ago, the Hacker is just not popular enough that we think that people are buying it enough to warrant having it around all the time.
Yeah, and it doesn't perform consistently in both. Obviously, we're taking into account both in-person sales and online sales, and we're really trying to strike a balance. It's a lot of stuff. I'm not going to bore you with it.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the gist of the system. We no longer have designers workshops.
Yes.
That was really something we were testing out to see if that was a model that would work, and ultimately it really didn't work with the way that we like to launch and release products.
Yeah, I mean, we want to, moving forward, we may still do limited runs of things that are just too weird and special to really dedicate a full contender run to. But in the future, we really want to fully back a product, and if we're going to bring it out, we want to bring out a full contender run for everyone. So, yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. So do we have any questions before? We had a couple from Discord that we wanted to.
None.
None on YouTube or Instagram?
It's whatever. You guys don't have to ask questions.
Do we have any comments?
It's hurtful, certainly, but it's fine.
Okay.
Nope, just Leslie coming out with the hard questions in the very beginning.
Let me double check.
And then a comment about my head being in the way, and I'm sorry. Because you have
Let's make sure we're.
Instagram thing right in front of this.
Damn it, Emily.
Yeah, I was making sure we were streaming to the right location because I have a couple of YouTube profiles and sometimes it signs me into the wrong one accidentally. So let's answer the questions from the stream. So I will, or from Discord. So one of the ones that we had was, I forget who asked it, apologies. What is most surprising that either moved up or moved down? Or we can do one of each. So I'll ask you, what was the most surprising that moved up that is considered a champion, that is like the thing we sell so many of, or sell enough of that people just really, really want it? And then what is the thing that dropped?
For me, the most surprising one that made champion is the men's health thing.
Okay.
Because when we launched it, granted it was summer, it's a long wax coat. I get it. I understand. I'm there with you. But it was on pre-order for a really long time. And being on pre-order, I think people were really nervous about ordering something. Well, no one likes to order something and then have to wait for it. I mean, that's just, we live in the days of Amazon next day shipping. So, or same day shipping. So, once it came into stock, though, people were really excited for it and just are buying it left and right. And I'm just really surprised at how good and consistently people still want
They're still excited for it too.
Yes, as it should be. It's a good coat, but, but it's kind of fascinating to see how it performed when it was on pre-order for so long, and then how it is now that we have it in stock and you could just get one, like right now, like while I'm talking to you.
And what was surprising that dropped down to a contender?
Surprising that dropped down.
And then we have questions because you opened it up a bucket of words when you said that's comments. We'll get to those after.
I want to say maybe the Son of Sparta.
Okay.
Just because
Do you have one?
it's just because I have one and it's such a kick-ass coat. But also because it's so, I don't know, it seems like one of those things that is so consistent. Every time I'm at an event and I'm wearing one, people are like, I've got to get in one of those.
Yeah.
And it is consistent, but just not at the rate that I would have thought.
Yeah, and one thing I guess we should mention too is that the way that we classify champs and contenders really varies based on the type of item it is too.
For
So,
sure.
The way that so my most surprising is the auditory cape. It looks really cool, but I'm still kind of surprised that so many people gravitate towards it, because capes are kind of maybe not something that you see that much in popular culture, so you wouldn't think that many people would like it. But people really love it. They buy a ton of them. But with that being said, the amount of things that we have to sell, the types of things, the amount of things that we have to sell really varies based on whether it's a $700 long coat or a $100 accessory. Those change the way that we justify having them in stock.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the label of bestseller isn't just we sell a lot of these things. It's also, is it performing well over time? Is it worthwhile to keep making? And so, developing metrics to measure a Talon against a Son of Sparta is, always a puzzle.
The thing that surprised me that dropped down, I think, was the Ronin. We called the Ronin a champ. It sold really, really well when we first launched it, or when we restocked it a couple months ago, and then it slowed down, maybe because we had so many other kick-ass short jackets that
It
came
has
out.
oddly been picking back up.
But it's gotten more popular, so in the next few months, we may see it bump back up to champion.
We will be I mean, I will be constantly reviewing the numbers on our champions and contenders, obviously. We will probably announce new champions once a year, I would say, maybe once every 6 months.
Makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, we don't want to be constantly switching it up on you, and measuring them consistently over a long period of time means that we won't be constantly switching it up on you.
Questions?
Yeah, let's go down the list. You ready?
Oh God, I'm
Wrap-
sorry.
wrap-
We're gonna start with the YouTube.
I
Okay.
didn't really mean
There's
it.
some on Instagram.
The
as well.
YouTubes.
The YouTubes. Okay, so first of all, Xavier says hello and Happy New Year. Happy
Thank
New Year. This is a random question from Emily. Can I custom order a licensed jacket?
Emily the Woog Dude.
Yeah.
Hello, Woog Dude.
Yeah, what is the status on license
license.
customs?
I'm not sure, but here's what my inclination would be. Now, again, reminders for those of you who haven't been tuning in, custom orders are only open to Diamond tier members of the Volante crew, which you'll know when you log into your account and see your VIP tier. Anyway, my thinking is that you could order a custom design that is licensed, but obviously it will not have the license attached to it, is what I would think. But I really
It's touchy
say.
because we used to in the past not be able to touch anything on a licensed jacket.
Okay.
And I think
But if we maybe call it something else or say it's inspired
Yeah.
by or making a custom, it might be different.
I think it's different from one licensor to the next because some
Yeah.
licensors are very
Very
different
litigious.
in the way, or they're
And
very
they will
different
not change it.
Yes.
in the way that they, in how accurate they want things to be.
That's fair. So not sure. It definitely wouldn't have the license attached though.
But we will get back to you on that kind of answer.
Yeah.
All right. This is a random funny question. I think it's drawn. I'm not sure. Are you guys eating enough and having a good breakfast?
I don't eat breakfast.
Yeah. I eat a Cliff Bar for breakfast, so no.
Okay. Yeah, lots more. Is there a plan or an idea of how many new products are released this year or in year in general, like per year?
Yeah.
We're shooting for like new products or restocks.
Let's say both.
I think it's just many new products.
I would say like we're shooting for maybe like one new design or new item every like 1 to 2 months.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
really like restocks and launches, we're looking at maybe like 2 to 3 a month
Yes.
if everything goes according to plan.
But restocks often include a new colorway and a new kind of design.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like we have like a brand new item coming out in a little while, and then next month we have some items that you have seen before, but we are changing I think all of them.
coming back in a big way.
Yeah, like we're changing them so they're the same design but completely different in the way that they look.
So yeah, 2 or 3 a month.
So ideally in total we're looking maybe like 20 to 30 this year of both new and different and changed up things as well. Changed up.
Sounds fair and right.
Yeah. So somewhere in that neighborhood. Definitely more than 5, definitely fewer than 100.
For sure.
Do you want me to just keep going down all of them?
Yeah, sure.
Why
We'll,
not?
we'll
wrap-
do
let's
rapid
go
fire.
rapid fire.
We'll go faster. Sorry.
Any chance there might be a licensed jacket with Bungie?
There's always a chance. Haven't heard yet.
Who's Bungie?
Destiny.
And I said, will 2023 be the year of the curvy cut? Thank you, Emily.
There are some things coming out in the curvy cut.
But overall, probably not.
Probably not. I mean, you'll notice if you looked at our champions, I mean, none of them are women.
We do have some classics coming back in the next couple of months that are including the curvy cut as well.
That's true.
With the Harker vest. We already talked about the Harker vest.
There will be
The regular
some,
size.
but the fact of the matter is they're not champion products, so it's tough to prioritize. I mean, that's the realness.
Statement. I would love to see Volante cloaks.
Fuck yeah.
Cloaks. Oh, we don't have any cloaks.
Any idea if / when the 2257 tees will be restocked?
Ah, the tees. Yeah. I mean,
I was like, tees?
yes. So I'll say Q2. Q2. Yeah. Those will be
Okay, wait. What are we talking about?
Q2.
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 And there might be a new color? Some new colors?
No.
Oh, no.
Star
There
Trek.
won't,
No colors.
there won't be any new color. I thought we were talking about doing a black one.
I thought
you were
you
in on the Star Trek.
I thought you knew the Star Treks.
I want a black one, so.
Xavier wants to know when the first new drop will be. And then Will Ish wants to know if any plans of the new items will be in Roman gilded onyx. So you can kind of answer both at the same time.
Don't know about the Roman Gilded Onyx.
Not this month.
Not this month. And the new drops this month. Sometime this month.
Sometimes
You want to be more specific? I mean,
in a couple of weeks.
2 weeks.
Couple weeks.
We got a thing that I'm really excited for.
Although we have an excellent restock happening.
And then we have something happening early next month that I think everybody will be excited for. So.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? Instagram's time.
Instagrams.
Yes. Are there any Star Trek jackets that are close to transitioning to Hall of Champions?
Oh, that's a good question because the 2257 away, we were just talking about that.
Yes, it would be the 2257 away. Yes.
It's
It's so close.
It's restocking very, very soon because it's also one that's very popular.
Yes.
Very soon, very soon. Yeah, it was right on the cusp.
Yes.
You kind of answered this, but I'll redo it for Jen. Will you be doing more mini kickstarted style releases like the Rebel jacket? Still salty it didn't make it. Is the kind of
Sorry.
Also salty it didn't make it. And no,
that's
not for the foreseeable future anyway.
Yeah.
We want to, if we do eventually make the Rebel jacket, we will make it as a contender run. We will just do the damn thing.
We're in a weird phase where we are bigger than, so really small companies release things like that because they need to. Really big companies release things like that because they get to. We're in the middle where we neither need to nor do we have the ability to. So
that's fair.
So maybe soon as we get larger and it's awesome. We've gotten bigger than the custom phase where everything we do relies on customs, but we're not quite at that point where we can do that.
Where we can do these fun one-offs just for fun.
And then and if it doesn't work, we'll just we can't. We're not there yet. So
that's fair.
Next to a really good questions. If you could bring back any one piece, one men's and one Kirby, which one would it be?
You want to do the Kirby?
Bring back from the depths of hell. Bring back
maybe anything we just don't sell.
You've seen the museum page, everything memorized?
For me, that's easy. It's the tracer. It's the tracer all day long. It the tracer?
You have a tracer.
I have a tracer. I could have 10 more tracers.
Tracer's sweet.
It's the tracer.
What about you?
I really liked those Borderlands jackets. The Malawan ones that we had some, but we didn't have any sizes.
Yeah.
I thought those were really cool. I really like Borderlands, and so like the one with the Malawan was one with like the orange and blue and gray. Oh, those were sweet. Or even the Maya.
In the game.
The one that Brian owns one, black and yellow.
Yes, I own that one too.
Oh, those are really cool too.
I like it.
So the Borderlands jackets, I wish
Nice.
come back. Those are sweet, but.
All right, so this one's a good one. This is an informative one. First, I love my 3 jackets. But being a shorter guy, all the sleeves are long. Would it be possible for future jackets to be able to have their sleeves adjusted first before having it shipped?
Yes.
Yeah. You can make a note in your order and do we charge you for sleeve
We
alteration?
do. It's $40 flat rate fee.
And we'll charge you for a sleeve alteration. I mean, we could totally do that for sure.
Yep.
Before we ship it to you.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of measurement specifics that would be helpful to know?
So if you already own one of our jackets, the easiest thing to do is to measure from that back seam, if you would like to turn for a moment. That back seam right there, if you measure from that seam point to where you want it on your sleeve, that is a good measurement. That's what we say. I like to just know how much you want off, but if you are confused about that, measuring that is your best bet.
Great. Sweet.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a tailor you work with, we also can help there too. We sometimes send colored thread to people if they need a certain top stitch color.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I know that is free of charge.
Yes. I mean, essentially, you're buying something from Volante Design. We're going to do the best that we can to make sure that you are as happy as possible.
Yeah,
with
and
this stuff.
I always tell people at cons, we know that our sleeves are all pretty long.
Right.
That's really by design because
Easier to go shorter than it is to go
it's
longer.
impossible to go. It's impossible to go longer. You have to make a whole new sleeve.
You get to have the cool Frankenstein thing.
Yeah, you'd have a cuff. If you wanted a whole new sleeve, it's something we can do. It just costs a lot more.
Yeah.
Because
So,
we're redoing an entire sleeve.
but a sleeve shortening is like a 10-minute operate. It's a 20.
Sleeve alteration?
Yeah.
No, it takes me 20 minutes.
No, you
but everyone else thinks
A normal human being.
Now. Yeah. Well, there you go. It is a relatively minor adjustment.
Takes me about 30 seconds with scissors.
Just cut it off. Don't cut your jacket.
I got sleeveless, baby.
I mean, unless you want to, but Cool. Any other questions? Because we had one more, and then we can wrap it up.
I had one, but I'm not sure I understand it.
Okay.
Because I can answer. Any plans for a licensed release of the DMC Devil May Cry inspired codes? They are already licensed.
They are already licensed. So
Yeah.
That's why I didn't understand the question.
Do you want to take this off?
I don't.
Okay.
No, you can see the tag of your license. No, all of our Devil May Cry stuff is already licensed.
Yeah, they've all got tags with the logo,
Mm-hmm.
and they say "By Volante Design."
Yep.
They're actually
I'm
quite
like that.
cool.
I should the
We pay
Same
royalties to
thing.
them every year.
It's like our Assassin's Creed. Everything that's licensed has. Take this off.
I don't know if they'll be able to see. You can
They-
see
yeah.
the influencer it.
So Instagram, I'm sure you can see. You can probably see focus. Star Trek. So all of our licensed things have cool custom license labels. And if you have like the Assassin's Creed, then the newest run, they all have 15th anniversary patches inside of them, which are really cool too. So. Yeah.
Nice. That was it.
Great.
Cool. So the one last question was: do you take into account the curvy cuts versus the tubular cuts whenever the men's and women's cuts
Totally
whenever
tubular.
you determine these things?
And the answer is yes. I even go so far as to separate out the different fabric styles. So I treat when I'm talking about, how are we determining champions and contenders, I treat the luxe version of the 2257 away different than the canvas version. And same with like the N7, the waterproof jacket is treated differently.
What's the colorway name?
It's Spectre.
Ooh.
It's treated differently than the canvas one, whose name is Defender.
Oh,
You would think that would be reversed.
look at you.
I look at them often enough.
Yeah. So the
So
answer.
yes, I do take that into account. So when you see that the hacker has been demoted, that is both the men's and the women's cuts.
Yeah, and some things are only like the Helsing. Only the men's is a champion, but the
Yes.
women's is not there.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Cool.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Emily, for moderating.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, you can ask them in Discord. Sign up to our mailing list.
For sure.
So to recap,
To recap,
we have a succinct recap.
yes, the succinct recap is that it's a new year, new us. Just kidding, not really.
You got new boots.
I got new boots.
You can see them on Instagram. Sorry, Facebook. Sorry.
Anyway, we are announcing our new bestsellers. So we've done the math, we've looked at what you all love and really put your weight behind, and we have a new list of things that we know you love and are bestsellers, and a new list of things that were bestsellers but have slowed down a little bit. So if you want to give those products some love, share them with friends, let them know that they need a Son of Sparta in their life, I promise you they
And
do.
real quick, what is the purpose of the bestsellers? What does that tell people?
That tells people that these are good products, durable products, the best products. Everyone loves them. You're going to see them in the street. You're going to walk down the road and see a Helsing wearing a Helsing.
What else does it tell?
Same
people?
hat.
What else does it tell? Tells people that they're going to be in
Oh,
stock.
yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry.
So those are the things, at least for the next 6 to 12 months. Yeah, we're gonna keep them.
You're going
in
to see
stock.
them out and about in your daily life.
Yeah.
Get on it.
So now that the Helsing is a champion, there's a very good chance that it will be making a return.
Yes, we have plans of restocking it now.
So.
Yes. Sorry.
That's fine. They're gonna see you on the streets.
You are going to see them on the
I mean, you're not wrong. So
I saw the Son of Sparta the other day at Walmart.
really,
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, it always looks good. Looked kind of weird in Walmart, I'll admit, because like no one else was dressed that well.
No.
Sorry.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next
In the next one.
time.
Go around.